I do believe my cameras are available now, and yes, we are streaming live on YouTube. Look for the title tonight: Egg Week 1546, Part 3. Because this is my third time giving it a shot there. So here we are back up and running again. So, anyways, Rick, yeah, you're sounding good. Do you want to say hello to Art? I do believe he's waiting in the wings.
Yeah, okay, let's see if Art can hear me. I'm sure he can. Anyway, V3KCI, V3BK. How you doing, Art? Oh, okay, well, yeah, you're coming in here really good. No problem at all. Yeah, Roger, Roger. Yep, that's good. And, yeah, I guess that'll be probably next Saturday. I don't think it's this Saturday. This Saturday we got another meeting there's going on. So, but anyway, we'll make sure I'll let you know. Anyway, we'll turn back to net there, and good to hear you in there, Art. And hopefully you'll get your radio there pretty soon. V3BK. Okay, Roger that. Well, anyway, yeah, well, wait till a new one comes in, and then, hey, we'll make sure everything's tickety-boo and working good for you. Anyway, Mac's in there, so, I guess, Mac, hello. Thanks for, relaying there for Chuck. Or for Art, I mean. Well, for Chuck and Art. Yeah, it must be conditions, Art. So you're coming in here good, but it is a little crackly. Roger that, will do. Okay, back to net there. Back to your Chuck B3 BK, and I hope you got your YouTube working there okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Looks like we got everything back up and running here. And I could hear Art. I'm not sure if Art can hear me, though. But I had to switch over to another radio that is using a directional antenna, and I'm trying to point towards where Art is there, but he's still coming in pretty crackly. So let's give it a shot and see if Art can hear me. If not, maybe Mac can jump in there. VE3 Kilo Charlie India, VA3 CJZ.
Our Chuck's on a different antenna. Did you copy that last transmission? That's a negative. Okay. Chuck, is there an apartment building that you can play ricochet with?
Yeah. Well, I'm just actually pointing compass-wise where he's supposed to be, but obviously there's something in the way. And it's funny because my neighbor Kevin there, he can sit on his front porch on his bowfang and hear him, I think. But that's just the way it is, you know. The pattern is being interfered with somehow. We are close to Ottawa Street here, and who knows what the issue is. But anyways, please welcome Art into the net for us there. And we're not transmitting on the different antenna because it wouldn't go through the YouTube or anything like that. So it's just simply to listen to Art. But please say hello to him and ask him how things are going, please.
All righty. Well, very good, Art. Always good to hear you on the air. VE3 KCI, VA3 IMW. Hello, neighbor. How's things going? I know you're still waiting for that 7100 to come in a nice, shiny, brand new box and have all of that fun. Other than that, you've been looking forward to some batteries for your wheelchair, and you've also been looking forward to the warm weather to see everything that we want to see in the springtime. Anything else going on in the world of art? Go ahead. The Great Northern Battery Company. That's really good news. Okay, so very good news. You're saving 50% by going to Great Northern Battery, and yes, the people down there are definitely a cut above. Yeah. So instead of $1,100, then 500 and an extra $100 for installation. I think that's just a super deal. All right. Is that going to happen in the near term, Art, or is that still a couple of weeks out? All right, QSL. Some further follow-up to find out when that next shipment of batteries arrives. Yeah, they turn stock over pretty quick, and as you can tell, they're pretty popular here in Hamilton. I think LJW was down there to pick up an AMG battery not too long ago. Needed one for his pickup truck, so that also worked out very well for him. Yeah, very good. So, Art, you going to stick around for a little while tonight, or you headed off to the sandy land?
pt3 BK.
Rick, go ahead, pick it up.
Yeah, okay. Hey, just to let you guys know, Northern Battery, or Northern Battery, they're, don't be afraid to go in there and mention that you're a club member, whoever is a club member there. Hamilton Amateur Radio Club got some batteries from them for field day back in 2019. And if you talk to the owner there, he'll usually give you a kind of a deal. Regular, like a little bit off compared to regular price, and I'm glad that Art got a good deal there too. So anyway, yeah, they're a good place. You can go in there, and you can take your handheld in if you have an older handheld with a NiCad battery in it. They will rebuild your battery for you. I've had a few rebuilt there too. So it's a good place to know and a good place to go. Anyway, just thought I'd throw that in there. And you got anything else to add there, Art? Okay, the batteries, batteries for the handheld, the old NiCad batteries. Most of the new new handhelds have the lithium ion, so they're better. You don't really need them rebuilt. They're gonna last longer probably. But I'm not sure what you asked me there, Art. Go ahead. Am I coming in any better, by the way?
VA3 CDV.
Stand by.
Okay, very good. I'm not sure. Somebody said stand by. Anyway, okay. Thanks for that, Art. And gel cells are probably good for taking out in the field too to do POTA perks on the air or whatever. So I don't know what Dave was able to get, but those are good batteries for sure.
No, I just can't hear him.
Oh yeah, they're good. Okay, better turn back to net there, V3 VK.
Okay, very good then. I think both parties are done there. That station on standby, the VA3CDV, please go ahead.
Hi, Chuck. Sorry if I walked on Rick. I'm getting him at a S7, fairly noisy, and then sometimes he dropped right out. So if I walked over him, it was by accident. Just for your information, Chuck, I'm getting you at an S30. You're very loud. Mac, I'm getting you at around an S9. I can hear you. And I'm just testing out this new cord I just built, so I'm hoping I'm broadcasting. If you can confirm whether you can hear me, that would help me because it means my connections were made correctly. Over.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Forgive the noise in the background. That's my Amazon assistant letting me know that it is officially sunset. So 8:23 p.m. And yes, Cal, you are coming in here at full strength, as I mentioned earlier. Good audio.
Thank you. I'm probably going. I'm probably going to be monitoring, or perhaps going clear in about 5 minutes, depending if my wife is off for conference call. So I'll say 73s for now. I may reappear, but I may not.
Okay, very good. Well, we when we do another round, we'll do a call out and see if you're there. And you can also follow us live on YouTube. After all the trouble I went to to start it 3 times, so anyone who's um, uh, not able to listen on the radio can listen on YouTube. Just put in VA3CJZ in the YouTube search box, and you can look for us live or tonight under the title AREG Week 1546, Part 3. So, okay, very good, Cal. You go about your business, and we'll get back to you in a bit. Okay, very good then. So I think Mac is the only person I haven't really brought in to say hello, other than relaying. So let's give Mac a warm welcome. VA3IMW. Come on in, Mac.
Okay, well, thanks for that, Chuck. This is my 15 minutes of fame. Let me start the timer. No, just kidding. Anyways, yeah, we played a little bit of POTA today, as usual. And Dave, VA3CP, helped me out with getting some additional parks activated in multiple bands, which is part of what goes towards your N1CC award. So that was a good little bit there. The band conditions until just recently have been absolutely deplorable today, but after 7 o'clock, I started to make a bunch of contacts both on 20 and 40 meters. So it's good to see things back in action there. And let's see, other than that, I've got 2 work days of non-work. before the weekend to enjoy, and then Monday is a brand new experience with a company that I've been with before, but certainly looking forward to that new endeavor and perhaps a breath of fresh air. I think that's about it for now, Chuck. I'm going to stick around for the whole duration. Just for your notes, KCI given his 73s because he's planning on going to bed very, very soon. So that's all good. Just a question, Chuck. Did you expect CDV to break back in, and did you want to correct him on proper decorum in a net situation?
Oh, well, I didn't really think about that. I thought he might have known, but he did mention that he wasn't able to hear Rick BK while he was transmitting and apologized for that. So I'm sure he knows. You wait until other people are done talking before you break in, unless you have an emergency, of course, and you just say break, and we'll take you as quickly as we can. But thank you for that, Mac, and that goes for everyone else also. And I also want to mention, if you're listening on the YouTube stream, you do not have an amateur license and you wish to get one, there are several ways you can practice online. They do have a exam generator online that you can practice answering the questions that will be on the official test. And also, if you're ready to take your test, you can let us know, and we can perhaps send you towards an examiner that will be able to give you and administer the test for you. So if you want to leave a comment on the YouTube stream, or if you want to email me, my email is available in the qrz.com at the top of the page there. And so anyone that's interested in getting their license, we more than welcome it. The more the merrier. There have been a few people that seem to have gotten their license recently, or have recently got back into the hobby. So welcome everyone. And so thank you, Mac, for everything. What else was I going to say?
A3 CDV.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hi, Chuck. As this is Simplex, like I said, I didn't know that I was walking on that gentleman. His signal was fairly noisy, and I did apologize and announce that if I did walk on him, it was completely by accident. And in terms of repeater protocol, I guess the first step is to listen. I did say that, and perhaps it was missed. Anyways, I'll leave it at that. VA3 CDV going clear.
Okay, Cal. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I already acknowledged what you said there, and so nobody's pointing any fingers or shaking any sticks at anyone. So yeah, it's just a polite reminder. That's all. And this is not a repeater. This is a Simplex Net, and so things like that happen. Everybody comes in different strengths. Some people are on their handhelds. It varies. Some people are far away. So not everyone will be able to hear everyone else on the Simplex frequency, and things like that are to be expected. So thank you, Cal, for jumping in there and apologizing once again. No harm done, sir. Okay, very good then. Before we carry on, I also want to mention that we did lose one of our folk heroes on Monday night. Gordon Lightfoot passed away in Toronto on Monday, and they say he died of natural causes. I do have it written down here. I have to pull up my sheet again here that I had to restart the computer, and I lost it. So we'll go back to on this day 114. Wow. Okay, and it says here, yeah, he died of natural causes at Sunnybrook Health Sciences Center in Toronto, May 1st, at the age of 84. So I remember listening to Gordon Lightfoot as early as the very early 1970s. I was a very young fella then, and I'm sure so was everyone else in the early 70s. And so, yeah, um, another icon, another, person that we all know and love passing away. It happens all the time. It's unfortunate. But, anyways, with that, let's give it back to Mac and see if you have any last words for this round.
VE3 TGL.
Oh my, their VE3 TGL is in the wings there. I don't know if you heard him there, Chuck. He's just looking for a break. I think that pretty much covers it for me for the time being, and it's time for me to do a little exercising. And if you didn't hear Uwe, just let me know. We can give him a quick check in there.
Absolutely, I heard Uwe. So you go run along and go and empty the fridge, and we'll hear you back here in a little bit. So let's bring in VE3 Tango Golf Lima. Uwe, come on in.
Thanks for that there, Chuck. VE3 TGL here. I got you coming in to my location here, half scale, and it keeps bouncing up to 3/4. A little bit of static clashing, but nothing too serious. I just heard you guys in there, and I see if I can grab a quick check-in and just stop by the radio room and had the day off today, and just kind of relaxing right now. And my sentences just ran on. Anyways, just checking in, and back to you guys. V3 TGL.
Okay, very good, Uwe. Yeah, I've got you coming in here at an S8 full quieting. Slight bit of hiss, but nothing to keep us from communicating. So, good job from your location to the Center Mall here in East Hamilton, Uwe. How are things going? Mostly the same?
Yeah, nothing new much happens to me here. Yeah, I just had a day off today because of the rain. Took the dog, for a walk in the park in between showers and did some stuff around the house. Nothing too serious. Checked in a couple of nets, and here we are. I thought I'd spin the dial to see if I could hear you guys. And anyways, glad to hear you out there, and it's good, man. Keep the net going. BE3 TGL.
Okay, very good, Uwe. Well, thank you for taking the time out and joining us here on the AREG net. The more, the merrier. We did have some trouble getting the YouTube stream going, but we're up and running now. And I just want to say hello to Wade, checking in on YouTube. And that's Victor Alpha 3, November Charlie Alpha. And Flynn is checking in with us on YouTube. Hello, Flynn. That's VE3FJJ. We'll put you in the log as well there, Flynn. So, Uwe, thank you again for checking in, my friend. Hope to hear you down the log. And there's a bunch of contests coming up on this weekend. And so we hope to hear you on the airwaves there. Over.
Yeah, roger that. And I don't know about the contest, but we're going to try the 40-meter net again Saturday and see how that works. And hopefully that works a little bit better than last weekend. Last weekend was a little bit bad airwaves, and didn't really get a copy on very many people. Had a few check-ins, wasn't too bad, but hopefully this weekend will be a little bit better. E3 TGL.
Yeah, absolutely. That reminds me, I was not too long ago just checking in on QRZ, and it showed 199 sunspots. I couldn't believe it. We're down to 143 at this very moment. As I'm just checking the QRZ page now, it's showing a solar flux index of 156 and sunspots, like I said, 143. The A index is a 4 and the K index is 0. So if we don't get too many check-ins, I think people are going to be on HF there making their contacts there, but that's okay. We'll just keep the ball rolling. So with that, we'll clear with VE3 TGL and see if there's anyone else out there wishing to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3 CJZ looking for check-ins. Anyone, anywhere.
VA3 NCA.
3, Charlie Echo Uniform.
Okay, I heard 3 stations there, and NCA, Charlie Echo Uniform, and there was another station that doubled with Tomas. Can you please come back again?
Echo 3, Zulu Victor.
Ah, Steve, Victor Echo 3, Zulu Victor in Waterford, Ontario. Or I think that's the right, where is it? How do you say that again? It's in Waterford. Yeah, I was right. Okay. Stand by there, Steve. Let's go up to Wade, VA3 NCA. Come on in, Wade.
VA3 CJZ, VA3 NCA. Good evening, all on net. Good evening, Chuck. And yeah, it's a good evening for AREG Net. And not much going on here. I've been catching up with work after being away for a bit. So it's been a busy week, and it's going to be a busy week all week. But that's fine. So I haven't had much chance for radio, but did make it to the nets that I could make it to. So, and I don't want to miss this one on Wednesdays. It's always the highlight of the week. Not much else going on. I'll mention that some special call sign prefixes are available to us starting on Friday. So this Friday coming for the coronation of the king. If you are interested, you can exchange your Victor Echo 3 prefix with a Charlie Kilo 3, and if you're Victor Alpha 3, it can be a Charlie Juliet 3, which will make Chuck will make your call sign pretty interesting. Charlie Juliet 3, Charlie Juliet Victor, if you like alliterations. Other than that, the only other news I have is that the new DOSE satellite, the satellite that that was launched a few weeks back, it was injected into orbit on the 4th. That's just about a week ago. Which is good news, but they are crossing their fingers to try and reach it. They've only heard one burst of data from it so far, so they're still trying to track it and get communications established with it. So I'm sure that is something that they're working hard on, and in the meantime, I hope they establish that communications reliably soon. It will make a pass over our heads sometime tonight around 11 p.m. Local time, so far as the predictors go. So if you go to your favorite satellite predictor website and type in new dose, that's November Echo Uniform Delta Oscar Sierra Echo new dose, into the search bar, it'll show you where it should be flying. Which is all very interesting. So anyways, with that, Chuck, I'll send it back to you. Thanks again for doing the net.
All right, very good, Wade. And also, this is the first time I think we've spoken since you've come back from your trip to San Francisco. I did hear a little bit about it, I believe, on RPAD's net there a couple of days ago. So glad to have you back safe and sound. And hopefully your conference went as well as can be expected. And so I do appreciate you checking in there. Wade, are you going to be in and out?
I'll hang around and I'll listen along. I should be here for the next round at least, and I'll be sure to check in. I'm listening one ear on YouTube for the stations I can't hear direct, and the other ear on the radio. So yeah, I'll be listening along for the duration there. Back to you.
Okay, very good then. All right, so we'll clear with VA3 November Charlie Alpha, and let's go to Tom. VE3 Charlie Echo Uniform. By the way, Wade, you were coming in here at 30 over, so good job. Tomas, come on in.
V3CJZ, V3CU. Good evening, Chuck and everybody else on the net here. Tom from Burlington here. Yeah, I'm getting you just about full scale here. You and Mac are both pretty much tie and tie there on that. Yeah, just wanted to make sure I checked in before I hit the hay for the night. And yeah, how's everything going your way?
Going okay. Got chronic back pain, but that's an everyday thing. other than that, I think pretty soon my grass is going to be so tall that I'm going to feel like that German guy on Laugh-In there that used to peek through the bushes and the tall grass there and crack jokes. Uh, so I'm sure Saturday, I think, is going to be a lawn cutting day there. But and then, of course, we've all have plans for doing things radio related antenna wise over here. I want to move some antennas and check some of them out, make sure everything's connected okay and stuff like that. But uh, yeah, we're all waiting for these April showers. Doesn't Mother Nature know we're in May now? So, anyways, Tom, you're sounding good here. I do believe you're S8 on the scale here at the Center Mall. So, thanks for checking in with us tonight. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me there, Chuck, and you have yourself a good evening, and I'll be listening along for a few more minutes. And yeah, great net, so have yourself a good evening.
Okay, Tom, by the way, it's S9. S9, loud audio, nice and clear. Love it. Okay, so we'll clear with Victor Echo 3, Charlie Echo Uniform. And let's go to Waterford and say hello to Steve. Victor Echo 3, Zulu Victor. Come on in, Steve.
Yeah, very good evening to all. A lot of stations, but I am hopping a few. That's okay. Raining on and off all day today, actually for the last about count. So that's how many days. And at least some sort of moisture coming out of the sky here. And the odd sun break, so kind of weird. Looking forward to maybe a nice weekend. And this weekend we have the middleweight sprint Saturday morning. So anybody that has any radio or equipment above 900 volts and up, maybe you can coordinate with someone and make a contact there. It's a distance scoring one. So you need your 6-digit grid, that's the exchange. And 8 in the morning, I think till 2 in the afternoon on Saturday morning. Victor Echo 3, Zulu Victor. Good to hear your signal tonight.
Okay, great, Steve. We're getting a little bit of static here with you tonight. Not as good as you normally come in, but that's to be expected. Conditions aren't that great. I've got a high noise floor on 2 meters this evening. We're at an S3, and you're coming in about S4. So there's a lot of noise, a lot of crackling coming in with your audio. But we made out what you said there. And we were just going to mention some of these contests coming up on the weekend. 900 megahertz one. There's one that's 2.3 gigahertz and up. So those of you with those big expensive radios will be able to enjoy contesting with on those frequencies. So it's good that they're including those higher frequencies. Otherwise, people are going to lose interest in the radios that they have, and they'll stop using those bands. So we got to promote those bands, and having a contest once in a while sure helps out. All right, Steve. Well, thanks a bunch for checking in, my friend. Much appreciated. You take care. Enjoy the rest of the week, and maybe we'll hear you on the airwaves on the weekend.
Sounds like a plan. Relay 73, I'll look calling you in the background. Victor Echo 3, Zulu Victor, and EN92. Good evening.
Okay, good evening, Steve. We'll clear with Victor Echo 3, Zulu Victor, Steve in Waterford. And before we do another call out, we're going to start talking about these contests that I just mentioned and Steve mentioned. So we'll bring up the contestcalendar.com. There's only one contest that begins tomorrow evening, 0 Zulu time, and that is the 1010 International Spring Contest, and that is for CW and 10 meters only. So 10 meters CW, and that's going on for 2 days. And so after that, we have the RCC Cup, and that's for CW and sideband. And that starts at 10 meter, 15, 20, 40, and 80. Again, CW and sideband, the RCC Cup, and that'll start at 0300 Zulu time on May 6th. and end at 0859 Zulu, May 6th. Next, we've got that 2.3 gigahertz and up contest. It's called the SBMS contest, or Club Challenge contest and Club Challenge. It's a geographic focus of only North America and participation of North America, and it's for any mode, but it's for 2.3 gigs and up. So there you go. And then, of course, we have the Microwave Spring Contest. Again, that'll be on Saturday. All the contests will be on Saturday now. This is a 0800 Zulu to 1400 Zulu local time. Huh. That's neat. And again, that's a North American contest only. And that's for all above 902 megahertz. Next, we have the ARI International DX Contest, and that's worldwide for phone, CW, and RTTY. That's for 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, and 80. Again, the ARI International DX Contest, and that'll start 1200 Zulu, May 6th, ending at 1159 Zulu, May 7th. So that looks like a 24-hour one. Next, we have a PSK. If you're into PSK, this is for you. The F9AA Cup digital from 2 meters, 10, 15, 20, 40, and 80. And now we're getting into the QSO parties. We have the 7th call area QSO party. Now that's for United States, Canada. Participation is worldwide, and it's for CW, phone, and digital, but no FT8. And for 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. Next, we have the Indiana QSO party. And that's for CW and phone. 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. Next, we have the Delaware QSO party. 1700 Zulu, May 6th to 2359, May 7th. And that's for digital and phone. So digital, it has in parentheses here, CW, RTTY, and digitals. And the bands are VHF, and then 10 meter, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. And next we have the New England QSO party. That's the northeastern United States. Again, phone, CW, digital. 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, and 80. And there's a 40 meter contest called the WAB 7 megahertz phone. So that's for sideband, 40 meters, 7 megahertz. And that starts at 1000 Zulu, May 7th until 40. So it's only 4 hours long. So anyways, that about wraps it up for most of the longer contests. If you want to get more information on any of these and further future contests coming up, just go to Contest Calendar. That's one word, contestcalendar.com. And you can look 1 week ahead, 2 weeks, a month, the whole year, whatever you like. So that wraps up announcements for this weekend's upcoming contests. Do we have anyone else out there wishing to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. My name is Chuck, and I'm here in the East End of Hamilton. Anyone, anywhere can check in. Please come now.
pt3 TTO.
Okay, I acknowledge VE3 Tango Tango Oscar. Gary, come on in. Gary, how are you?
Yeah, how are you doing there? One of the things I was going to mention is that we did the Pairs to Ancaster race on Sunday there. It went across very well, and I want to thank everybody that was involved with me that participated over.
Oh, absolutely, Gary. Yeah. I have a friend that lives in Paris, and she's an outdoorsy type of woman. And I'm pretty sure she probably participated, unless she flew out to Las Vegas to be with her boyfriend there. So I haven't spoken to her in a bit, but was it a good day there, Gary?
Well, it was wet. It was a mud bowl. It went well. Um, there was only 2 injuries. One was a laceration. One was an ambulance call, and that's it.
Yes, yes. It's the weather is very ducky. Good if you're a duck. Um, but hopefully, in the next 2 days, it's going to clear up. I heard, and so hopefully we can get back to normal temperatures. Did you hear out in Alberta there they were getting um, 29-degree temperatures? Amazing.
No, I didn't. But you know something? I think Friday's going to be better for us. So.
Yeah, I sure hope so. I'm looking forward to that 17, 19, 20-degree weather. I think we're supposed to be around 16 degrees, anyways. We're well below that. We're always usually a couple of weeks behind there over here.
Yeah, Roger there. I'm going to mention this on the air. Um, RAC is holding a Cameron training session. Jeff Colson is the one that's running it. And if you want to be in on it, please register on the RAC website there. It's there, and it's over the internet there situation.
Okay, I missed that. What is that again, Gary?
It's a Cameron training session by Jeff Colson.
Copy that on the Can Warn. Okay, yeah, I haven't heard much talk about Can Warn in some time there, so that's good to bring that back up. It's funny. I was just watching a video on YouTube there, Gary, about making your own Faraday cage in case of an emergency, so that you have a radio, a working cell phone. It may necessarily not be able to communicate with anyone, but you can put stuff on there that can keep you occupied while you're in in lockdown or whatever situation we're in there. So. Okay, very good. Thanks for that announcement there, Gary.
Anyway, you have a good day, and hopefully everything's going for you. And don't forget, Thursday night we have the Procom Net, and on Sundays we have the Procom Net from 8 to whenever. So anyway, people, have a great day, and thank you for being there. B3 TTO.
All right, Gary. Thanks for taking the time out to check in with us, sir. We'll look forward to Thursday evening. Things have changed a little bit around here for us, Gary. Our daughter moved out and into an apartment with her boyfriend, and so I don't have as many distractions, and I can pretty much play on the radio whenever I want. So that helps out. So we'll try and check in on your net too there, Gary.
Yeah, Roger there. Well, let me tell you, there's other distractions that come after that. Grandkids.
Yeah. Who was it? I think Arpad was saying, "Oh, just wait, and 1 or 2 years, it's gonna be, hey, Grandpa, do you want to watch the baby?"
Yeah, we got 3 of them, so we understand that. But anyway, as long as they turn out good, that's what you want. Anyway, thank you for being there. Have a great evening, and get an umbrella there till Friday. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Gary. Well, thanks for checking in again, sir. We'll talk to you again down the log somewhere. So we'll clear with VE3 TTO. And I just want to mention I just switched my camera over here. Instead of showing my radio, I'm showing the Echo Show that has a camera showing a robin sitting in her nest. And we've got the infrared lights on. Normally we shut them off for the night, but just for the net, we'll leave the IR lights on. I know it bothers her, but we'll shut it off soon. I just wanted to show you guys that's underneath our porch cover, and there are 4 eggs in there, and hopefully she won't lose any. And we look forward to seeing the little chicks peeking their heads out. The eggs should hatch this upcoming any day now. I'm thinking Friday, maybe Saturday, but it could be at any moment. And so we look forward to that. Anyways, I just thought I'd point that out for anyone who was watching the YouTube live stream there. We will show it back again in a little bit close up. But for now, you can actually see it on my YouTube stream. So anyone listening, just put in Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu into the YouTube search there, and you can watch us live there. So with that, let's see if anyone else is out there wishing to check in with us here on the AREG net. 29 and a half years going strong once a week. This is VA3 CJZ looking for check-ins. Please come now.
VA3,
Okay, I heard a partial call. You cut yourself off there. You want to try that again?
yeah, Chuck, sorry about that. Victor Alpha 3, Alpha Lima United.
Al, been a while. Victor Alpha 3, Alpha Lima United. Come on in, Al.
Yeah, how you doing, Chuck? How's the modulation? Is it a little too loud right now?
Oh, it's kind of vibrating a little bit. Maybe back away just a touch.
Okay, Roger on that. I'm just hoping it's a bit better right now. It's just I got a new boom mic last week. I haven't even tried it on FM yet, so this is the first time.
Oh, well, congratulations. I run a boom mic here, as some of you know, and I wouldn't go back to a handheld unless I had to. A foot switch is so nice. You can keep your hands free, and you just got to play with it and ask people how you sound, unless you have the capabilities of listening to yourself somehow. Yeah, no, it's good there. It's still loud, Al, but it's not vibrating the speakers here. So very good. Things been going all right with you?
Yeah, Chuck, not too bad. Nothing really to report. Nothing in my life's changed much in the last while. Garbage night tonight. That's about it.
Absolutely. Garbage night tonight. Where's George? We haven't heard George. Maybe he's on strike. All right. Well, very good, Al. Yeah, like I said, haven't heard you in a while, and taking the time out and checking in with us. Hope you stick around. If not, we'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, thank you, Chuck. I'm definitely going to be sticking around for a little bit. And yeah, I can watch the clip on YouTube and see what it sounds like anyway. Okay, thank you very much, Chuck. Have a great night. Victor Alpha 3 Alpha Lima United. We're standing by.
Okay, not a problem. On the YouTube stream, it is now 8:59. If you go back 2 or 3 minutes, you can just move the slider at the bottom of the video, and you can put it wherever you like. And I have a clock on the YouTube showing up on screen. So if you look for around 9:56, 57, you'll be able to hear yourself, Al. So thanks again for checking in. And anyone else out there would like to check in, please come now. This is VA3 CJZ. Okay, nothing heard. Well, let's go to the top of the list now. It's getting around 9 p.m., the witching hour for some amateur radio operators. And at 9 p.m., they turn into pumpkins. So let's bring in Rick, VA3 AXJ.
Yeah, that pumpkin. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm still here. Just listening, waiting for the this day. Yeah, that's interesting. I like that. This day in history. Yeah. So I'll let you get back to check-ins there and go down the list, and we'll be here listening.
Okay, Rick. Yeah, we're just going to do one quick pass there, and then we'll jump into on this day. I'm happy to hear that some of you are excited about that. It does take me a little bit of time to put it together, so it's nice that it's appreciated. So clear with Rick, VA3 AXJ, and let's see if Cal is still with us. VA3 Charlie Delta Victor. Okay, nothing heard. KKP, we know he said he wouldn't stick around. Kilo Charlie India, Art, already said good night. So let's bring it back into Rick BK downtown. Victor Echo 3, Bravo Kilowatt.
Yeah, thanks, Chuck. Good evening to everybody that's in there, and enough that I'm just listening along there and looking forward to this day. So, B3 BK.
Okay, very good then, Rick. We'll get to that. Oh, let's fix that up there. Okay, thanks, Rick. Okay, next person is Mac. Let's see if he's back from the fridge attack. VA3 IMW.
Well, geez, they're Chuck up and down the stairs a few times and getting my exercise. That's how we stay in shape. Anyways, KCI did say that he was going to bed soon, but he also clarified that he was still here. So I'm just going to double check and see whether he nodded off, planted his face on his radio. But VE3KCI, are you still with us there, Art? Okay, there's nothing heard there, Chuck. So obviously he's wandered off to bed. So we just we wish him all the best. I'm sure you do too. Anyways, yes, you're absolutely right, guys. We always look forward to on this day in history because it gives us a little bit of substance, something to chew on, and sometimes I know after you go through your long list there of interesting things there, Chuck. You give people a chance to come back and ask questions or make comments, and I think people are usually still scratching their heads thinking, hey, that's interesting stuff. I should do some further research. So, I just want to echo the sentiments of the other guys looking forward to on this day in history. I know PDL is just probably listening along, shaking his head, scratching his belly, and who knows what else. Anyways, that's about it. As I said, I've got 2 more non-work days and the weekend, and then looking forward to starting my new job on Monday. Looks like lots of fun. Anyways, on this day, yesterday, thank you one and all for all of your birthday greetings yesterday, and I successfully made it over the hump. So all good. Anyways, pick it up and take it away there, Chuck.
Absolutely. Not a problem there, Mac. I'm glad you made it around the sun one more time. Let's hope for many, many more. And also, speaking of thank yous, yesterday I got to thinking, I probably wouldn't be where I am now, amateur radio wise, if it wasn't for the help that I've gotten from all you amateur radio operators out there who have helped me one way or another, whether by giving me a coax or helping me out with something, taking me to the store, whatever it is, giving me a radio check, helping me with problems with my radio, whatever it is. If it wasn't for the amateur radio community, it's such a close-knit group that people don't realize, and it's the same thing as we mentioned, if you break down on your boat and somebody tows you and you offer them money and they say, no, 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 no. One day that might be me. And if I don't have any money, I wouldn't be able to get a tow. So it's on me. Don't worry about it. And that's how it is with the amateur radio operators. They help you out of the goodness of their heart. And so I encourage you to help one another whenever you can. And so please don't be afraid to ask questions or direction. We're here to help. If I can't, someone else can somewhere down the log. So again, a big thank you, and let's keep this hobby going. I'm sure one day things are going to hit the fan, and we're going to need one another. We're going to be the most popular guy on the street. So with that, I'll say thank you, Mac, again for checking in with us, and we'll just keep going on down the list here and get to that darn on this day. So we'll clear with VA3 IMW. Let's see if TGL is still with us. Uwe, VE3 Tango Golf Lima, you still there?
Chuck, our pad's in there with a weak signal.
Okay. I think I recognize that voice too. Uh, okay, the station wishing to break in, please come now. Okay, sir, would you please identify yourself and please relay for me?
Yes, Chuck, it's Bob here, V3XKV. And our pad, I don't think Chuck can hear you, but I suppose you want to check in, do you?
Yeah. Absolutely nothing.
Okay, where exactly did you say you were there, our pad? Okay, Chuck, I can't make out exactly where he is, but he's out walking his dog and he's on the handy talkie, but he wants to check in. V3XKV.
Okay, very good, Bob. Thank you very much for that relay. And I did hear our pad breaking squelch at the end there. He seemed to come in a little bit better, but very choppy. Maybe we'll give him a couple of minutes. Maybe the dog poop is not reflecting the signal. So we'll wait for our pad, and we'll say hello to you there, Bob. VE3 XKV. I was going to send you an email and ask if all your antennas were down, but it doesn't sound like that. You're coming in great, Bob.
Well, I have one antenna here, Chuck. That's it. Oh, I have an HF vertical. That's it. But 2 meters here. Nothing on 440. The big tower is down. I have another one laying on the ground, which I need to erect, but I got to dig a hole, and which I'm not capable of right now. I'm waiting for a hernia operation. It just seems to never end at this age, Chuck.
Oh my goodness, hernia. Yeah, you don't. No heavy lifting for Bob. I'm sorry to hear that, Bob. How long has that been an issue?
Since last November, and of course with COVID, where they fired everybody, things are backed up everywhere, and yeah, well, I'm supposed to get some news probably in May.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, so yeah, sorry to hear that. Hopefully they get on that. I have to get on them about my back procedure that's late, and so yeah, we're all feeling it. As far as I'm concerned, Bob, I'm now I can't walk to past the corner of my street without bringing a cane with me. The diabetes has affected the circulation in my lower half of my body so much that I've got hardly no strength left in my legs. And so it's unbelievable. I just walk to Walmart and back, and sometimes I have to stop and rest. And so I'm hoping that walking more often now that the weather is nice will strengthen me up a little bit, but pretty sad state of affairs. If you ask me, it's a shock to the system, to say the least. I'm wondering, why can't I walk very far anymore. This is unbelievable. And the doctor, just pretty much can't do nothing. It's diabetes. Well, thank you very much. Anyways, Bob, it's so nice to hear you. And geez, I was thanking all the amateur operators that have helped me. And Bob, you certainly are one of the top guys that have helped me there, if not the top person. And so I thank you for all you've done for me as well.
Well, I'm sorry to hear the problems you're going through there, Chuck. But we're we're all at that age now, right? I know what you're talking about, the diabetes. I'm losing feeling in my feet as well, and I do get some tingling in the fingers. So I know exactly what you're talking about, and I know, especially with this this hernia, I've been, I have to pick my days. Some days it's good, and other days it's good. I'll wear a truss, and even wearing a truss, some days it's just no go. You gotta just lay back and relax. It depends on the internal pressure in the body.
Yeah.
So you're so if you're full of then gas, then it's a no go for that day anyway. But yeah. So I've been on since about 8 o'clock. The wife and I just just bought a half a beast from the butchers, and was a good price. It was $3.55 a pound, cut, wrapped, frozen.
Wow.
And of course, and then so what we've been doing here is we got one of those sealers, and it was already wrapped. So, but I had some other stuff I need to get rid of first. So I might not touch this stuff for another 6 months or so. So we've been sealing it up in the bags and vacuum sealer, and that's what we were doing tonight. But I had the radio on and listening to you from 8 o'clock on, and you were saying you got to do some rearranging of antennas.
Yeah, Bob. I actually, the Ringo Ranger, I wanted to move it, but I have to get some coax first, and we're going to move it further down into the backyard.
Oh, okay, where your 10-meter antenna was?
Yeah, where it is now, I want to try and put it in as deep into where the neighbor's tree is, as far back as I can get it there.
Well, I won't. You won't be doing it any favors, though.
What? It's just it won't be up against the tree trunk. It's just going to be up against some branches. That's all.
Well, UHF VHF doesn't really like foliage a lot.
Even a pine tree?
Yeah, even a pine tree, Chuck.
All right, well, that's okay. I've got another side of fence that I can use, and I could even put it in behind my shed if I'd like. There's plenty of room to put a vertical up.
Oh yeah, no. Like I said, their UHF VHF antennas like to be out in the open. So yeah. Oh no, I get it here. Summertime. Things degrade a little bit here because there's the trees all fill up, and I mean I've only got one big tree, but the neighbors have got lots of trees, right? And yeah, so it like I say, it's not like HF. I mean, you could put an HF antenna in a tree, and it wouldn't affect it too much. But UHF, especially UHF, they like to have some open space. But anyway, you got to do what you got to do there, Chuck. You making room for something?
Well, actually, it's because the antenna has been beating up against the eaves trough for the last few years there, and it's damaged it, and I'm responsible for that. So I don't want anything else. Actually, it fell down. Um, it fell over right into the 2 meter, 70 centimeter beam. It didn't damage that, but this big windstorm we had a little while back there, about 2 months ago, high winds came through and snapped the pipe strapping that I had screwed to the deck there. So yeah, I want to avoid anything else to the any damage to the house, and so we're going to move it.
Yeah. I guess when we did put it up, we we did peruse about that then.
Yeah, and so I was thinking maybe getting a couple more top rail fence posts there, because of the way we have it now is just two U clamps holding two pipes, and I don't like that. I like the fact where one slips into the other, like I have for my other antennas, and I have no issues with that. With this uh, setup we have now, it's not as stable. So, plus, like I said, it's beating up the house, and I'm gonna have to pay for it.
Yeah. Well, I if I get fixed up here and uh, we, but you probably want to do before that. But if I do get fixed up before you decide to do that, I wouldn't mind giving you a hand on that Chuck V3XKV.
You're the best, Bob. Has anybody told you that lately? So nice to hear you. I just sent you a reply about that last YouTube video you sent me. There's a link. The denier. Well, it's kind of nice seeing other countries noticing uh, the crap that our leader is doing. But without getting into politics, Bob, we don't do that here. We'll save that for in person. But I do want to thank you for checking in, and we're going to move along with the net there, if you don't mind.
Well, very good. I'm sorry, Chuck. I haven't been around that much. Like I said, uh, dealing with other things. So, but I remembered it was Wednesday night, and I was downstairs right next to the radio room, and when the wife and I were working with the freezer there, and I figured, better turn Chuck on, see what he's doing. But anyway, yeah, it's a pleasure to talk to you there, Chuck, and always doing a bang up their professional job as usual. It was just like it listening to an FM station there, an FM broadcast station there, Chuck. V3XKV.
Oh, Bob, now you're going to have me blushing. I'm going to have to give you a call on the teleo phone there one of these days, Bob, and we'll chat much longer. So thanks again for checking in, Bob, and you going to stick around for the rest?
Yeah, I'll turn on the crossband and go upstairs. I to finish this job with the wife, and then I had to stop because that's we didn't really finish it completely. I had to stop, and I intended to go up there and pull the truss off and kind of lay back on the couch, but I figured, well, I better sign in, and I heard ARPAD there a couple times because it was 5 or 6 times I heard him every time there was a break. So I figured he must be getting frustrated too. So I better come to the rescue. V3XKB.
Wow, and you're at home in Flamborough, and Arpad is walking in the East End, and you could hear him, and I couldn't. Amazing. Okay, Bob. Well, thank you very much again for all that, and we will, give you a call. So we'll clear with VE3XKV, and let's give another shout out to Arpad, Victor Echo 3 November Whiskey. Arpad, are you there? Okay, Arpad, I've got you at S2, S3. A little bit noisy, but I can make out most of what you're saying there. Whereabouts are you? Oh, Grimsby, eh? Wow. Okay. Well, that's quite the haul. You've got a better line of sight with Bob and Flamborough than you and I do there. So must be the conditions there. Very good, Arpad. Well, we've got you in the log, and thanks for hanging in there and trying again.
Yeah, Roger. I'm just using my hand to find what, of course. And not sure I find a good spot for a ground plane. The radio is on the top of the car. And I'm talking into it, so using the car as a ground plane.
Ah, copy that on using the car as a ground plane. All right. Well, I bet you if you moved just a couple of feet, I could probably hear you better. But it's fine the way it is now. But good job there, Arpad, on the handy talkie out in Grimsby. It is possible on Simplex to reach a station below the escarpment from way out there. So thank you very much, Arpad. Anything else? Okay, absolutely, Arpad. My pleasure. Thanks for checking in with us. That was a good experiment. And so yeah, those of you who could not hear Arpad, you could go to our YouTube live stream. Just put in VA3CJZ into the YouTube search and look for us live there. And you can move the slider back and forth at the bottom and put it wherever you like. It's 9:23 p.m. And 9.9 degrees Celsius outside the CJZ studio. And so with that, let's see now. Where was I on my list? We will get to on this day, I promise you. There aren't too many people left. I do believe Al might still be there. He's, oh, wait, let's see if, oh, yeah, we haven't even gone through the list yet. We tried TGL, so let's go to VA3NCA.
Thanks, Chuck, and yeah, still listening along, waiting for this day anxiously. Just in honor of the tradition you've started here and of Mac's birthday. I mentioned this the other day. On this day in history, births that coincide with Mac's birthday yesterday was Dr. Spock, the child's psychologist from the 1900s, and Dwayne the Rock Johnson, splitting image, and shares a birthday with Mac. I can't remember the third one. I did look it up, but I don't have my notes in front of me. So, with that, I'm looking forward to the job, the excellent job you do with this day in history. I'll send it back to you, and thanks for doing it. VA3NCA back to net control.
All right, very good, Wade. This is something I started 114 weeks ago. So just over 2 years now, and seems to be catching on. So we'll get that as soon as we can. So we'll clear with VA3, November Charlie Alpha. And let's go to Tomas, see if he's still there, but I think he might not. Victor Echo 3, Charlie Echo, uniform. How about we go to Waterford and see if Steve is still with us? Victor Echo 3, Zulu Victor. Okay, how about Al? You still with us? Victor Alpha 3, Alpha Lima United.
Yes, sir, Chuck. I am still here, and I did go back and I did listen to me. The boom mic's doing a good job. Doesn't sound bad. I've got several of them, but I couldn't resist a new mic, so I've got it at a garage sale, brand new, cheap. So I decided to pick it up, and it sounds good. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, very good, very good. So I did notice you have pretty much no bass in there. no tone at all. There's no low ends. So if your radio is capable of altering the mic gain with tone, try playing with that, and you'll sound perfect. Right now, it's almost pinched off, I would say, but it sure is clear and it's punchy.
Contact.
Yeah, QSO on that one. I'll just let the contact go there. I just fooled around with a little bit there. And I'll have to get that tone right.
All right, very good. Well, let's go to contact there. Go ahead, contact.
pt3 IMW. I think I heard Waterford out there, and he was doubling with the guy with the thin microphone.
Roger. Mac, VA3IMW, VA3CJZ. If you could please relay to Steve there that we're having trouble picking him up, but we just wanted to check in on him one more time.
Roger that. VE3ZV, VA3IMW. Are you still with us?
Yeah.
All right, very good. Thanks, Steve. And I'm pretty sure Chuck heard you. Your first two key ups were kind of broken, so I'm not sure if you fell off the foot switch or what. But yeah, I'll throw it back to Chuck. But yeah, you're absolutely 100% correct. I wondered when can't even think of his call sign, but when he came on talking about his new boom microphone, I thought maybe he was on FM narrow. Signal is very audio is very thin. So first step is to make sure you're on FM wide, and then go into your audio settings and open up the mid range and lows. Anyways, I'll throw it back to you, Chuck. Thanks for letting me in.
Yeah, absolutely there, Mac. Thank you very much for the relay. I was having trouble picking up Steve in Waterford there. I'm sorry. The noise level has increased slightly, and so I can't make out most of what Steve is saying. So thank you for that. And you're right, Mac. Al is the person I'm talking about, Victor Alpha 3, Alpha Lima United, ALU. You may want to check to see if you're on wide or narrow FM as well there, Al.
Yeah, QSO there, Chuck. I am fooling around with the highs and lows right now. I have checked, I believe I'm white, but you never know. I better go into that. I got the same read as you, the 857 here, so I better have a little look and good old radio, but I'll check it out. Thank you very much for the input. I really appreciate it.
All right, very good. And just to let you know also, you're on the verge of being distorted. Your audio is way hot right now. I would turn down the mic gain a couple of notches, and so that should help.
Thank you very much. That's exactly what I did right now, and hopefully you can still hear me. Thank you very much, Chuck, for your time. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem there, Al. Yeah, some of us have booming voices, and when you come on nice and quiet, it's one thing, but once you start getting into the conversation and your voice increases, the audio does as well, and so we got to make sure we don't get too distorted. But yeah, you could probably turn it up one notch now, or I don't know how close you get to your mic and whatnot. It's something you got to get used to with the boom mics, right? Some people tend to get right up on them. So yeah, something you'll get used to. Okay, Al, we'll clear with VA3ALU. And Mac, thank you again for the relay. So before we get to On This Day, do we have anyone else out there waiting in the wings who would like to check in to this week's AREG Net? AREG stands for Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Anyone, anywhere can check in. Please come now.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot.
And there's our favorite resident walker. Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot from Waterdown, I do believe. Come on in, Vern.
Good evening, Chuck. Indeed, it is Vern, just out for a walk here in Waterdown. Very, very light rain falling right now. Just back from a very nice visit to Montreal and Quebec City. Just got back today. It was a bit of a drive coming back because it was all rain almost the whole time. It was raining pretty hard too around Napanee and Kingston and stuff. Anyway, glad to be home. And yeah, I got to get some steps in since I spent the whole day in the car.
Yeah, absolutely there, Vern. Home, sweet home. Welcome back, first of all. And secondly, I'm jealous. It has been decades since I've been to Montreal or Quebec City. And so I really like it there. It's beautiful. And yeah, very beautiful town. Montreal, downtown there. Oh my gosh. That used to be, I used to live in Ottawa and I would drive to Montreal and just have a party there for the night and come back the next day. It's only an hour and a half drive from Ottawa, roughly, if you kind of don't follow the speed limit back then. They all drive fast in Quebec, anyways. Just remember, no right turns on red lights. And so, anyways, Vern, glad you had a good trip, even though it was wet. And so we look forward to talking a little bit more about that maybe once you're inside.
No problem, Chuck. I'm going to be out walking for a while, so should be great to again. You call me back.
Okay, well, you were at an S6, you went down to an S3, and then you just finally dropped out. And so, well, thanks. I will say thanks, Vern, for checking in with us. VA3CRF. And so let's see, is there anyone else who would like to be number 18 for this week's AREG? This is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm here by the Center Mall in East Hamilton, as well as we are streaming on YouTube. Just put in VA3CJZ in the YouTube search. Is there anyone, anywhere? Please come now. All right, nothing heard, nothing heard. So let's try on this day, week 114. Of course, we usually start with birthdays and then people that passed away. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the net, our beloved Gordon Lightfoot, folk hero and folk singer, died on Monday night in Toronto at the age of 84 at the Sunnybrook Health Sciences Center in Toronto at the age of 84. Our condolences, obviously, thoughts and prayers go out to his family and close friends. And so let's start with birthdays. And here's a name I haven't heard in a long, long time, and that's Golda Meir. Now, Golda Meir is an Israeli teacher, stateswoman, and she was the fourth prime minister of Israel between 1969 and 74. So I was very young during that time. I don't know about you guys, but I wasn't born like in the Stone Age like some of you. And she was also known as the Iron Lady of Israeli politics. And here's a little fact nobody knows. She was born in Kyiv, Ukraine. I did not know that. All right, next we have Bing Crosby. He was born on this day. I forgot to mention the year. Golda Meir was born on this day in 1898, passed away in 1978. Okay, so next is Bing Crosby. Mr. Bing Crosby was born in 1903, passed away in 1977. Of course, he's an American singer famous for movies and a lot of songs. One of them is White Christmas, of course, A Little Drummer Boy, and he's made many, many movies. He was born in Tacoma, Washington. There you go. Here's a name some of you might know if you followed wrestling throughout your younger years. Mr. Stu Hart was born on this day in 1915. He's a Canadian professional wrestler and trainer. He was one of the hardest core trainers this side of the U.S., that's for sure. He trained many, many wrestlers, and of course, his sons were Bret Hart and Owen Hart, and everyone that went to train for with Stu Hart went to the dungeon, as they called it, and received a lot of pain. So he passed away in 2003. Let's stay with sports. Sugar Ray Robinson is next. He was born on this day, 1921. Passed away in 1989. Of course, he's an American boxer. He was world welterweight champion from 46 to 51, middleweight champion from 51, 52, 55, 58, and he was born in Georgia. And the next fella, I feel good. James Brown, born on this day, 1933, and he passed away in 2006. Here it says he's an American R&B, gospel, soul, and funk singer, songwriter, known as the Godfather of Soul. One of his famous songs is Sex Machine, and the other one is Papa's Got a Brand New Bag. He was born in South Carolina. Another singer born on this day, Frankie Valli, born in 1934. He's an American singer who was a crooner during the 50s and 60s. He sang Can't Take My Eyes Off of You. Remember that one? He was born in Newark, New Jersey. Okay, and anyone who's ever watched television commercials in the 70s and 80s will know this name, Mr. Ron Popeil, born on this day in 1935. He's an American inventor and TV personality who popularized the phrase, "But wait, there's more." So that's him. Ron Popeil made a lot. He was an inventor, and he made a lot of money. He passed away in 2021. Okay. Yeah, the company was called Ronco. But wait, there's more. All right, so let's go to a Canadian now. Born on this day, Doug Henning, born in 1947 today. He's a Canadian magician, born in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Sadly passed away in the year 2000. I remember watching him in the 70s as well on TV. Doug Henning. Next, we have the bassist for REO Speedwagon. His name is Bruce Hall, and he has a birthday today, born in 1953. Born in Champaign, Illinois. All right. Next, we have the president of the Toyota Motor Corporation. Born on this day in 1956, which would make him 67 years old. His name is Akio Toyoda, with a D, not a T. And he's the president of the Toyota Motor Corporation. He was born in Nagoya, Japan. Let's finish off the birthdays with another Canadian, Ron Hextall. Celebrates his 59th birthday today, born in 1964, today. He was a Canadian NHL goalie from 86 to 99, Vezina and Conn Smythe winner, yada, 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 born in Brandon, Manitoba. So that wraps up famous people birthdays today. Now, I don't have too many people that passed away of note that I wanted to write down on my list, but I'm going to start off with a gentleman called Henry Ossian Flipper. He was born in 1856 and passed away on this day in 1940. Now, Mr. Flipper was an American soldier, former slave, and first African American to graduate from the United States Military Academy at West Point. And he passed away at the age of 84. Okay, let's go to the movies now. Jackie Cooper passed away in 2011 on this day. And you might remember him from the Superman movies. He was Perry White, the editor of the that newspaper there. Anyways, he passed away at the age of 88 on this day in 2011. He began his career performing in film as a child and successfully transitioned to adult roles and directing in both film and television. At age 9, he became the only child and youngest person nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actor at the age of 9 for the 1931 film Skippy. So he was a featured member of Our Gang. You remember the Our Gang with all those black and white half-hour TV shows there? From 1929 to 1931. So, and of course, I mentioned he was in the Superman films. So that's it for people who passed away on this day. Now, let's start off with events, but first, let's see if there's anybody waiting out there to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3 CJZ, looking for check-ins, anyone, anywhere. All right, in 1374 BC, I think that's the furthest we've ever gone on this day. In the year 1374 BC, a solar eclipse is seen by Mesopotamian astronomers. Oh, I can't even speak. Yeah, so that's probably one of the first recorded solar eclipses that's ever been recorded. So 1374 BC. Now we jump ahead about 3,000 years, and we'll go to the year 1621. And this is titled The Fall of Francis Bacon, also known as Sir Francis Bacon. So in 1621, on this day, after confessing to corruption, Lord Chancellor of England Francis Bacon is sentenced to imprisonment in the Tower of London, $40,000 fine, and banishment from court, parliament, and public office. Francis Bacon, if you people do not know, is most famous for his philosophy of science. He argued that scientific knowledge is obtained after making observations and then utilizing inductive reasoning to interpret the observations. Bacon also argued that controlled scientific experimentation is essential for understanding nature. Speaking of intellectuals, the University of Athens is founded on this day in the year 1837. That's a long time ago. All right, let's jump up to 1841. New Zealand proclaimed a colony independent of New South Wales, Australia. So kind of like what Ireland did. So that's 1841. Next, 1846 on this day, the Mexican army begins the siege of Fort Texas near Brownsville, Texas, during the Mexican-American War. Let's jump to 1851 on this day. Sixth major fire in San Francisco destroys anywhere between 1,500 and 2,000 buildings. Wow. All right, and that's right during the end of the gold rush. I did some research here. The California Gold Rush began on January 24th, 1848, and lasted to 1855. So San Francisco became a major area to people to land and get their supplies and start going up into the mountains there, into the Rockies, up into Canada, into the Yukon. So there we go. Here's an interesting fact I didn't know about the Hudson's Bay Company. On this day in 1867, gives up all claims to Vancouver Island. I don't know anything more about it, but obviously Hudson's Bay Company considered Vancouver to be theirs. Now, most of you remember the poem, maybe not the words, but the title of this poem called "In Flanders Fields," which was written during World War I by a gentleman of John McCrae. On this day in 1915, he wrote the poem In Flanders Field. Sorry, that's Fields with an S. Now, here we go. 1921 on this day, Northern Ireland is created under the UK Government of Ireland Act, partitioning off 6 northeastern counties with a Protestant majority. I may need to drink something here. My tongue keeps getting tied up. I do apologize. So let's go to 1921 again. On the same year, West Virginia imposes the very first state sales tax. So whenever you buy something, you pay tax. Well, that goes all the way back to 1921 for West Virginia. All right, first North American transcontinental flight from New York to San Diego was completed on this day in 1923. And then in 1926, Britain's trade union Congress calls for the country's first ever general strike. It begins at 1 minute to midnight in support of striking coal miners, and it lasts 9 days. Now, I don't know if you remember previously, I mentioned that, America was pretty much built on the backs of children coal miners. So that goes way back. They were used as slaves. Anyways, let's go to 1936 on this day. New York Yankee Joe DiMaggio, a very young Joe DiMaggio, makes his major league debut and gets 3 hits. That's in 1936 on this day. And in 1942 on this day, the Nazis required Dutch Jews to wear a Jewish star on their armbands to identify them. We won't get into any more than that, but that was on this day in 1942. All right, 1947. Now, this is interesting. Japan's post-war constitution. This is in 1947 on this day. The Japan's post-war constitution goes into effect, granting universal suffrage, stripping Emperor Hirohito of all but symbolic power, and outlawing Japan's right to make war. So he was basically stripped as an emperor, but only in symbol. Here's another good one. The very first broadcast of CBS Evening News was on this day in 1948. And it's the longest running network news show in the United States. I think they still have the CBS Evening News. So there you go, since 1948. Okay, in 1952 on this date, it's the first landing by an airplane at the geographic North Pole. 1952. Let's go to the other end of the planet, Antarctica. 1956 on this day, a new range of mountains are discovered, and 2 of them are over 13,000 feet. Okay, here's some more history stuff. In 1960 on this day, the Anne Frank House opens in Amsterdam, Netherlands. Now, those of you who don't know, Anneliese Marie Frank was a German-born Jewish girl who kept a diary in which she documented life in hiding under Nazi persecution. She is a celebrated diarist who described everyday life from her family hiding place in an Amsterdam attic. And she did that for 2 years before she was caught and sent to Auschwitz. Unfortunately, sad ending for her. All right, 1965 on this day is the first use of satellite TV. And it was the Today Show on the Early Bird satellite. So that's 1965, folks. All right, now I didn't know this. In 1971 on this day, Nixon administration arrests 13,000 anti-war protesters in 3 days. Wow, I did not know that. Okay, let's jump to 1973. We're getting there. Chicago's Sears Tower is the world's tallest building at 443 meters. That's back in 1973, and it was completed on this day, 1973. Uh, let's go to 1982 now. On this day, President Reagan begins 5-minute weekly radio broadcasts. Now, I don't recall this as I was not, I was traveling during the 80s, so I rarely watched television. So I didn't know that. Reagan did 5-minute radio broadcasts weekly. All right, now let's jump to 1986. New York Yankee Don Mattingly is the sixth person to hit 3 sacrifice flies in one game. All right, let's go to 1991 now, and this is the 356th and final episode of CBS' second longest running TV show, Dallas. And Dallas is second only to Gunsmoke, longest running TV series. Wow. 1999, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma is slammed by an F5 tornado, killing 42 people, injuring 665, and causing 1 billion with a B in damage. The tornado was one of 66 tornadoes from the 1999 Oklahoma tornado outbreak. So that was just one of 66 tornadoes that Oklahoma saw in that year, 1999. All right, we're almost done. 2 more. 2020 on this day, investor Warren Buffett dumps his holdings in 4 major U.S. airlines, saying the world has changed for aviation, reflecting an increasingly bleak outlook for the industry. Huh. Well, he wasn't far off because they're not doing that good. All right, last one. 2021 on this day. This is a sad story. I hate to end it with this, but the German police announced operation and arrests into Boys Town. Now, Boys Town was a website and was the world's largest child abuse image website with 400,000 members worldwide. I'm glad they broke that down and arrested who they had to. So those people are no longer around walking freely and doing what they were doing. So that ends on this day in history, week 114. I hope you enjoyed it as much as it wasn't as interesting as some of my other ones, but hey, you can't hit a home run every time, but you can try. So do we have any questions about any of the things we spoke about this evening or comments? Please come forward.
Victor Alpha 3, Victor Alpha Delta.
Victor Alpha 3, Victor Alpha Delta. Go ahead there, Arpad. Come on in.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chuck. It was quite interesting what you were saying. And just one correction, that Israeli lady, her name was Golda Meir.
Yeah, that's what I said. Golda Meir. That's how I always hear it pronounced. Yeah.
No. They call it Golda Meir. Meir.
Oh, okay. Potatoes, but thank you for that correction.
Roger that. That's how I heard it all the time.
Yeah, but you heard it while in Hungary. I heard it here.
Oh no, I never even knew her in Hungary. I learned about her here. I have a Jewish friend, and she lives in Israel. And actually, Golda Meir. Her name is Golda, and they named her because of Golda Meir. And that she's from Israel, so probably she knows how to pronounce it. And I'm just sitting here at the garbage place, that up on the top of the Reach Road by the garbage dump. And I was listening to you.
Oh, very good, very good. Yeah. Oh, well, you're coming in here Very good now. I have no trouble hearing you from the garbage can. I guess the signals reflect good from there, but I think it's because you can see me.
Well, actually, it is like raining and not on and off. But actually, you can see all the way down to Mississauga, and maybe even Toronto. You can see. So yeah, it's not the heavy rain tonight. So yeah, it's a good night. It's not that cold at all.
Yeah, very good, very good. Okay, Arpad. Well, thank you for checking back in with us. I do appreciate it. Do you have anything else before we run down the list and say 7-3 to everyone?
No, I'm going to say 73, and I'm on my way home. So talk to you later. Thank you very much to running the net. Victor Alpha 3, Victor Alpha Dead.
Okay, not a problem there, Arpad. Thanks for checking back in with us there and straightening out my pronunciation. Okay, what was I going to say? Oh, on the YouTube live stream, we have a comment from Wayne B saying Bret Hart was in his high school. So I'm not surprised. They have to grow up and go to school somewhere. Uh, and so congratulations on knowing someone who became famous. The Bret Stu Hart's dungeon, I think they called it. All right. With that, I'll remind everyone once again they can watch this net after. If they missed it, you can watch it on YouTube. Just put in Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Juliet Zulu into the YouTube search, and you can look for tonight's net as well as my previous nets. And remember, you can move the slider anywhere you like. You don't have to listen to the whole net. You can move it to where you like by just clicking your mouse onto the bottom bar and moving it forward or backwards. So with that, are there any other comments or questions? Please come now. All right, well, let's go to the top of the list then and say, see if Rick is still there. VA3AXJ.
Yeah, look at that. I made it. I made it through the whole net.
Woo-hoo!
My Jesus. That's something else. Don't normally do that. But anyhow, yeah. Okay, Chuck, thanks for doing the net. And on this day, I always look forward to that. Quite interesting. So anyhow, I'm going to say 7 threes, VA3, AXJ, and we're going to be QRT. Thanks for doing it. Bye-bye.
Okay, Rick, thanks for sticking around with us the whole time. Wow, that's a record, my friend. We'll have to write a special note next to your call sign there. Okay, Rick, take care of your back, my friend. Hopefully, things will be resolved sooner than later. Take care, VA3AXJ. Let's see if Cal is still with us. Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Delta Victor. Okay, nothing heard. KKP said he was not coming back. Kilo Charlie India, I'm not sure if he said goodnight or not. Let's call in Mac, Victor Alpha 3, Indy Mike Whiskey.
Well, Chuck, last time around, last time I tried to reach out to Art, there was no response. Let me try one more time. I highly doubt he's still up. VE3. Oh, jeez. KCI, VE3 KCI, VA3 IMW. You still with us?
No. Didn't think so.
All right. Well, a little bit of a rain fart there, but no response from Art. Obviously, he's gone off to the La La Land. Anyways, Chuck, as usual, a great way to finish off Hump Day, and thanks for taking us through on this day. Certainly appreciate that. Lots of great information, and look forward to that every week. Other than that, nice to share some time with everybody else on the net. VA3 IMW, as you conclude, I'll be QSY to the ZOE repeater.
Okay, Mac, very good. Again, thank you for being there and helping out. As I mentioned before, we all got to look out for one another, and we certainly do. Thank you for all that you do, Mac. for the amateur radio community. And so let's see. We tried TGL before with no response. Let's go to the West End and see if Victor Alpha 3 November Charlie Alpha is still with us.
Good evening, Chuck. Yeah, I'm still hanging in there and listening along. And yeah, very pleasant way to spend a Wednesday evening as usual. And thanks so much for running it. And I will send it back with my 73s. And once the net concludes, I'll also QSY to ZOE for any after chat that springs up for a little while, anyways, before I turn in. Thanks again for doing it. VA3 NCA back to net control.
Okay, Wade, my pleasure, sir, and so happy to have you aboard with us as well as everyone else on this list. So thank you, Wade. I did skip over Rick by accident, so let's go back up the list and see if Victor Echo 3 Bravo Kilowatt is still with us.
Oh yeah, we're still listening there, Chuck, and yeah, this day I always like listening to that. So thanks for doing it, and thanks for being there. B3BK. Good evening to everybody on that.
Okay, Rick, glad you enjoyed it. It puts a smile on my face knowing that some people enjoy it. And so I guess we'll continue on with that trend. And so we'll clear with VE3 Bravo Kilo. We'll talk to you soon, Rick. And thanks for the emails. I do appreciate it. And next, where was I? Victor Echo 3, Charlie Echo Uniform, Tom. Okay, well, let's try going to Waterford. Victor Echo 3, Zulu Victor. You there, Steve? Okay, I'm not sure if Steve replied there, but I do want to say thank you for being with us on the net, Steve. Much appreciated. Hopefully next week conditions will be a little bit better, and we'll be able to hear one another. Maybe I'll point the beam towards you there on the other radio, and if we have trouble, we'll use that. All right, so we'll clear with Victor Echo 3 Zulu Victor, and of course we have to mention the people that checked in on YouTube, and that would be Flynn, VE3FJJ checked in with us tonight. Thanks, Flynn, if you're still listening. And also Wayne, Victor Alpha 3 Fox Mike Bravo, checked in with us from Mississauga on YouTube. Thank you, Wayne. Let's see if Gary's still listening, maybe. 7-3 round, Gary, VE3 Tango Tango Oscar. All right, let's take it to Al, VA3ALU. Al, you still there?
Yeah, Chuck, I'm still here. Thank you very much again, Chuck, for running a great show. And don't forget, it's garbage night.
Yeah. Is it still raining? Because it might not be garbage night if it's raining. Yeah, I'll have to do that.
Yeah, for sure. But thanks again, and you have yourself a great week, and we'll talk to you next week, hopefully. And you have yourself a good night. Victor Alpha 3 Alpha Lima United will be standing by.
Okay, Al, always nice to hear you in there. And let's go to the next person. That would be Bob, VE3 X-Ray Kilo Victor.
Yeah, very good, Chuck. I'm on the crossband, you can probably tell. And as always, the interesting show and professional job, like I said. Very good, Chuck. There, I enjoyed it, and I'll endeavor to be here a little more often. There, VA3 CJZ, VE3 XKB.
Okay, Bob, always a pleasure, my friend. And the same thing goes to you. Hopefully you get your situation resolved sooner than later, and a quick recovery. And so we'll talk to you on the phone there anyways. But I think I might just take a break after this and then maybe join everyone else that might be going to the ZOE. And so we'll clear with Bob. And we already just talked to Arpad. And let's see if Vern is back in the house there. Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot. Yeah, very good there, Vern. Geez, that's a nice long walk. It's 10:06 p.m. right now, so very good then. It is still mild out if it's not very windy. It shows here 9.7 Celsius, and that's reasonable if it's not windy. And so, yeah, humidity's only, oh, that's inside. Sorry, forget that humidity part. It's probably 100% outside. But anyways, yeah, okay. Well, thank you, Vern. Much appreciated, sir. We'll talk to you again soon. Yeah, Vern, you're getting very, very noisy. It's difficult to make you out there. Can someone relay?
Yeah, he's wondering where Arpad was. Arpad's up in the garbage bin in Stony Creek where Vanya usually sits.
Oh, okay, got it.
Right. And before that, he was in Grimsby on a handy talkie. And I think he had a mag mount or something on the roof there, so of his car. And so, yeah, quite the distance there, Vern. Anything else?
Nope, that's it. Just wanted to let folks know, as I said, good copy on Mac, good copy on Rick, good copy on you, and I was surprised I could do our back with his handy talk. That's it for this evening. Thanks for doing the net chat. Hope everyone has a great evening and a good day tomorrow. TA3 PRF.
Okay, very good. And again, as I mentioned earlier, if there are any amateurs that are listening but don't have a license yet, you can inquire how to get one through our email. We can help you out, point you in the right direction, show you where there are websites you can train for and get your amateur license. And so we welcome, we encourage everyone to get even young folks, your wives, your mother. So, anyways, I had a blast this evening. I want to thank you all for joining us. The amount of people that checked in was sure more than my average this evening. Let's see what we got. We ended up with 17 check-ins, and I believe 2 of them were from the YouTube stream. So still, our average is around 15. So yeah, it's about the average. But again, thank you all. I hope you enjoyed yourself as much as I did, continuing this tradition of being on the air once a week with the Amateur Radio Exchange Crew. Are there any last-minute check-ins before we close the net for this week? This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. Okay, nothing heard, so it's time. It's 10:09 p.m. and 9.7 degrees outside the CJZ studio. So I want to say thanks again. Have a great rest of the week, and you'll be able to put your umbrellas and rain gear away in the next couple of days. Until then, stay safe, be healthy. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu saying 7-3. Good night.
10-3, Chuck. Victor Echo 3, Zulu, Victor.
Holy smokes there, Steve. Now you're coming in good.
Yeah, all of a sudden you came up too. You were sounding real good. Anyways, thanks a lot. 73 from Waterford, VE3ZB.
Okay, good night, Steve. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu, taking a short break and returning either here or on the ZOE repeater. Thanks again. Good night.